Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you about the very cool bucket list trip I am doing in 2026, the Smitty Learns Irish podcast, where I'm going to do my bucket list, hike Ireland for a year, learn about Irish history, town by town, through the mouths of the pub owners and regulars. Because what's a better way to learn about something you love than to experience it yourself? Patreon.com/we3Smiths, only $3 a month, and thanks for checking it out.
1, 2, 3, 1.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that when you said blowjob on the radio?
Like 10 times.
I'll tell you the story. I bought 3 microphones, but I didn't pay attention to what I was buying. It's a 3-pack.
3-pack?
Oh, I have 9 microphones. What the hell am I going to do? Interview a baseball team? I'm tired of your fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm tired of all of this nonsense that I just want no part of anymore. I'm going to do my own fucking thing. Fuck all of that.
2, 1, action.
What the hell, everything? Holy ball sacks. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha, evil laugh. Ha 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 ha. It's a happy what the hell everything day. What the hell everything day.
This is technology at its finest.
Well, at its most crude and working the best with what you got, and that includes in the brain department.
So,
you know,
a Smitty can only do as good as a Smitty can do.
Smitty can only do so much.
Oh, this is amazing. This is my first trip to your SmitHole 2.0. Pretty well documented my time spent with you in SmitHole 1.0.
Do you remember honestly, when I say what the fuck was it just now? The best of my Smith ability. At a certain time, my Smith ability was even fucking less. The last time you came on a podcast as a guest was, I remember when it was, or I don't remember when it was, but I remember the scenario before you even came on the radio show.
Yeah.
Came in the basement, the old SmitHole, and there was no audio with it. I fucked it up on a live feed, and there was no audio, and I remember being so fucking flabbergasted and defeated when things like that happen, you know, and I was like, fuck!
I was like, this is fun, you know? I hadn't done anything like that in a while. It was my birthday that year. I can't remember what year, but I mean,
I probably didn't get you anything for your birthday.
Yeah, you brought me on the podcast. Like I was like, all right, I get to go do the
Happy
thing.
birthday. Come on my show. Fuck off. That's your present.
Probably texting Ryan like, Smitty thinks he's Johnny Carson or some shit.
Well, speaking of fucking McTang, he is on the, what time does 4 o'clock podcast start? At 4 o'clock, fuckface. It's on right now.
Is he, how do you know? Like, I don't know how all your setup works. You can see that he's
I'm
there.
watching the live stream. And so, our McT is his troll name.
Oh, right there. I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
This is just like the radio show. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I mean, I'm producing it, but I don't know what's happening. You want to hear some news headlines? Yeah, there was some news down the street. I better go chase down an ambulance. Get those interviews.
That has to be the highlight of your radio career, is doing news on Smitty in the morning. Doing the news. Like, that was so out of your fucking wheelhouse. You were like, Tim. Oh, by the way, Tim Logan, great fucking friend, former radio co-host. This is honestly the first time we've been in the same room together since, like, our long walk down the hallway saying goodbye.
Man. Yeah.
You know, other than the Odawa fucking poker tournament where I had to be like, hey, everybody, hugs all around.
Everything's good. It was for the kids.
It's for the kids.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was... It was the weirdest thing. Like, I wanted to do a show with you so much that I was like, you want me to do news? I mean, I guess that's the price of admission to get to the circus. And they're all like, you should do news better. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a reporter. And of course, then later I kicked around the idea. I'm like, what if I went on TV news? It was like...
What?
All laughing.
Did you
For a
think that, or did you call Michael Stevens and be like, "Hey, you got any openings at 9
no,
and 10?"
No, they recently had some openings, and I was like, well, you know what? Wouldn't it be hilarious if I did that? Not like the hardcore news.
Dude, if Bill Frelick's ugly ass can fucking do it, you can fucking do it. You slim down. You know? Sorry to Bill Frelick. I was totally
He's
joking.
a very nice guy.
I'm sure.
But no, all I was thinking was maybe not do the I'm Tim with the news, but do the show similar to this. I think they call it the Michael Stevens is on it. The Four.
Yeah. I've been on the Four before as a representative of Right Brain Brewery.
They do this, but in a far more produced way, and they're much more well dressed than what we're
honestly, and I'm fucking being 100% serious here. I turn on the Four when I go to work at the main gig at Turtle Creek Bourbon 72 Steakhouse. By the way, new B72 Lounge is open at Turtle Creek, and if you're anywhere near the northern Michigan, you ever plan on coming, it's a super fucking cool separate menu, lounge menu, and I'm totally slinging craft cocktails. I'm totally fucking doing the things, man.
You know so you're the guy. Are you like Tom Cruise in Cocktail? Can you do the bat behind? I
don't look as good.
Do you spin the bottles and throw them around?
Dude,
and stuff?
it is all I can do to just do the shit correctly.
You just pour them in.
I just make sure I'm not fucking, because I get super nervous when I feel like I look like an asshole in front of people. If I don't know what I'm doing, I've never done craft cocktails before. I had to really learn it.
And people are watching you.
People are watching you,
and they're like, "Pour it." You poured it light.
Yeah,
which would make me so mad.
Dude, and honestly, there are a lot of drink critics, not official, at least that I know of, people that will critique your pour or your drink.
Yeah,
and it's a nerve-wracking situation if you feel like you're fucking it up.
And get the bar rescue guy in there Smitty sucks.
So
get him out of here.
I'm just I'm just carefully pouring and I spill all the fucking time because I'm just a klutzy fuck, and it just I put too much ice in the glass, so you pour the drink and you got to measure it out in the jigger and then pour it in, and it'll fucking just splash off the ice and go all over the fucking bar. I'm like, how do I suck at this so much? But I'm better now.
Anyhow, come to Smitty and get a drink. It's going to be amazing.
There was a point to that.
That Bourbon 72s has a different menu, you were saying.
Yeah, and it's open now.
And it is open now. Because they did a remodel, right?
Yeah. Yes, that was renovations. It was closed for a couple weeks.
I've not been in a while.
What were we talking about before that?
I
went off on a fucking tangent about my job. I was talking... This is what happens. You got to walk your way back with me sometimes.
Yeah. Beating on the 4, 9 and 10 news.
Beating on the 4, B72. Nope, lost it.
Well, I do know. I was in Grand Rapids the other day. It was Grand Valley graduation for my stepkid.
Yeah.
And I Googled your address in maps, and from Grand Rapids, I was closer to your house then than I was from my house in Petoskey. I was like, wow, Cadillac really is far. But every time I go by 9 and 10 News, their building looks like the Lincoln Monument.
It really does. It's a super nice building.
And it's so bizarre. What did they build that for before it was the news building?
I think they built it for that.
Oh, that's amazing.
I feel like it's relatively new within the last 10 to 15 years. I don't know that to be true, but I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, somewhere around the time they made 131.
Michael Stevens. We'll do a Michael Stevens watch test if he's watching. Tell me.
Yeah. He'd probably be on the comments. No, he can't. He's doing the show right now. The 4?
Oh.
Isn't it? Maybe. Hard to say.
You could totally do the 4, though.
I don't know.
You slim down. You're an attractive man, Tim.
Thanks. This is cool, by the way. If anybody has seen the old SmitHole when we were doing the show before, I liked that one. That was a cool little setup you had. And this is it's bigger. You're more spread out. You got more stuff happening here.
Well, you had said it when you came in. It's a totally different perspective when you watch it.
Yeah.
The old SmitHole people would come down there and be like, I thought it was so much bigger. I'm like, oh, it's a little ass room, man. But this is half of my living room.
Yeah.
The other half is, a chair and whatever.
Still haven't seen Lemmy. Kitty's hiding somewhere.
He may come out. He doesn't hate. He is halfway familiar with your voice.
Yeah. didn't necessarily hate my guts, but he wasn't thrilled with me either. But story of my life.
Dude, I go back and watch clips of our show. Sometimes they pop up on memories and things.
A lot recently.
Dude, I see that stuff and I was like, God damn it, I was so pissed off.
Yes.
The whole time. The whole time we were doing that show from that basement, I was pissed off the whole time.
Yeah.
But seeing it, as opposed to like now where I'm having less technology issues than when I was on the fucking radio doing the show.
That's fair.
I'm pretty consistent now technologically for the most part.
Yeah, plus if like there's a messed up audio file or something, usually we're busting you up on the messages going, "Hey man, your feed's got no audio on this." And they're like, son of a
bitch.
But it's better when it's you busting it, not somebody else, and you're going, "This is what's wrong."
Yeah.
Fix it. I don't know. It's still not fixed 2 years later. But that's another
It's fucking hilarious is what it is. It's honestly, it was such a weird thing because it was the thing that I loved doing the most mixed with the thing that pissed me off the most. That's really the best way to describe it.
That is totally accurate. It's like, I love doing this, having fun, just hanging around talking to you or anybody in this setting, like in a podcast setting. And you see how popular it is because like everybody's doing you go on the internet and it's just Podapalooza. But the thing with the other gig was you'd do it, you'd be like, that was good. And every time we were like, that went well, we'd get like a phone call and it'd be like, you guys are idiots. Why'd you do it so poorly? And we're like, what? We did it bad. Why? What? No. And they're like, sponsors. And we're like, yeah, we kissed their ass. Like, we were doing great. What do you mean? Like,
well, what irritated me is you got the calls.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the calls.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like a trickle down thing. Like I had to hear about it.
Yeah. It was weird. And I would I'd get that text or call and it'd just be like, I am not the Smitty keeper. I'm here to say, also in Mesick, there was something to do with meth. That was the news today. Also the weather.
How is what the fuck are you doing now? Like, I don't, not necessarily company plugs.
What do I do now?
Yeah. Like, honestly, being so far removed from radio, about as far as you can be, probably professionally and financially, it's a totally different field than what you were doing before.
Yeah. Yeah. I work at a credit union now.
Man,
and
did you ever see that coming?
No, because first of all, I'm bad at math. But like, it's just one of those things that it sort of all fell into place. And I had been like, how do I put it? There's no way to not say it in a way that sounds terrible. Radio is poverty. Not in radio is not poverty. And that's the caveat is like, okay, if you're Howard Stern or you're a couple of the guys in Traverse City or something that gets a small following, like they'll throw some cash at you. But like where we were at, it was like, I guess you're just going to not eat. Hey, but don't waste your time. Don't waste your time in the studio at your house. You better get your ass to Traverse City and go into this beautiful studio that doesn't fully function all the time. But no, it's a credit union and just kind of learning all the tricks and trades of it.
Totally different. And how's your state of mind now?
Oh, I am like,
there is really something
just chilled out now.
There is really something to the idea of just fucking going to work and coming home.
Yeah.
And not having to, extracurricular things thrown in. You know what I mean?
And it's different because now there are extracurriculars. Like I'll go to the Chamber of Commerce, like business after hours thing. And, occasionally we'll do a couple volunteer items and this and that.
It's so funny for some reason that you do like chamber things now.
Yeah.
Because before it was like, fuck that.
Yeah. Well, it's different
Not
when I
be
want
part of your community.
Your community sucks. I don't know. When I'm not being told to go, I'm like, this isn't terrible. Like, it's functional to my life now.
Plus, I guess, are you a community member?
I
Do
mean,
you are
we
you an
all-
engaged? Like, do you like organize activities?
Oh no, I don't organize as much. Right?
No?
No, but I'll go to
I
stuff.
was like, man, what a
Like,
180 that'd be.
Well, it's funny because like the whole radio process of being at events and all that stuff it's crazy, but minus a couple little breaks there, it's been like 22 years since like April 1st was 22 years.
Dude,
ago.
it's so funny. What a fuck. We must be in the Matrix because that date, and ironically, not intended ironically, but is that it is April Fool's Day, and that date falls some of the SmitHole, me leaving radio, April 1st, and the last time I quit radio. when I did it graciously is the
Yes.
opposite of this last time.
Right.
April 1st. April
Did it
1st is
really?
the anniversary of the SmitHole. April 1st is the day you got in radio.
Yeah.
April 1st is the day I left radio, and the 5-year plan. I leave April 1st, 2026 to fucking Ireland.
What do we got? 3 years?
Yeah.
Because it's already been 2 years since you left the radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking happened so fast. It happened so fast. Almost too fast.
It did.
Anyway, you were saying April 1st you started radio.
Yeah, like
22 years ago.
2 years ago, which I'm like, I mean, I got a little gray in the beard, but come on. Like, that seems not like a real number.
How much gray do you got there now?
A little. You can
Dude,
say.
it's all
happening.
It's all happening. It's
all
almost
happening.
it's gonna be a white beard in 5 years.
Hey, you'll be like,
I'm cool with it.
all whited out in your face when you go to Ireland, and
Yeah, I'm cool
you'll
with
be
it.
like a wise,
Anyway.
wise old Smith.
I pulled another Smith and interrupted you again.
It's all
I'm
good.
fairly interrupty.
No, I think it's better to my not being involved with a radio station. I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad at stuff.
Honestly,
I'm more relaxed. Like, the other day I went to record store day, and it was like the first time
which
I've been able to do,
yeah.
because any other time, Saturday mornings, you were at something, or you were
You
desperately.
had free time.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
9 to 5 is a little
Free
different
time is
vibe,
a
but
fucking underrated commodity.
And I think the biggest problem is what I thought about when I first started in 2001. There was a live human being on every single part of the day, 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
on the station I was on. And then there was like 3 marketing people, and there was a promotion person. There was somebody who would set the stuff up, and then
Dude,
by
go ahead.
the time I wrapped it up here like a year ago, it was me.
I know.
Like, it was me and one other person, and that was about it. And it used to be like 17 people doing
Yeah.
that. And then but the money never changed. Like, the pay really never changed.
I just remember why. I remember my first day at the radio station, fresh out of Specs Howard, just got hired at this place, and I go in for the first fucking day. And in that back office in Sheboygan, where nobody sits now, ever, there's no electronics hooked up to almost any computer except for like one desk.
Not many humans.
Not many
running
humans,
around,
but before walking in there, and there was literally 4 people sitting in that office. There was one person in each studio. There was somebody in the production studio. You met the engineer. You met
Yeah.
the first day I went on the sports talk radio station. So I mean,
yeah.
it's just fuck, man. That's just why I'm just like, I'll never go back to that shit because it's only getting worse.
I
they're not
almost
gonna
did.
they're not just all of a sudden gonna be like, oh, here's a fucking staff.
Right. And I almost went back. I got a call from the group out of Petoskey a couple months back.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got close. I went in and shook hands and smiled at everybody. And that was like, I'm coming back to do the thing. And then the day, like 2 days before it came up, I went, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
This makes me feel icky. I can't even be involved. I just can't. And it was nothing anybody personally did there. Like, the people that I was talking to, they're great, but everyone seemed miserable when I went there.
It's because it's
just-
such a fucking a medium that we both love and we both grew up loving and loved it when we started.
Yeah.
But just progressively, you're just like, fuck this. And then when you're reminded of it, you're like, oh, I miss this thing that I love.
Yeah.
I want to go back to it. Then you're like, oh, no. I've had 3 offers from different radio stations since
Right.
then, and I'm just like, respectfully decline. You know?
That's funny that you respectfully decline it. I figured it'd be middle fingers blaring.
No, even my resignation letter did not actually say "fuck off" in any,
No.
not those words specifically.
That was 3 paragraphs of Smith tact, like never before.
It was not 3 paragraphs; it was 4 pages. It was.
There were some long paragraphs.
What can I say? I get fucking wordy sometimes, man.
No, you got your point across.
I did not risk not getting my point across. There's no walking back from this one.
Yeah, it's just like, well, this is weird. What's the plan for me? Am I out? What's happening? We'll get back to you in like 3 months. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just keep on doing the thing, I guess. Like,
Yeah. I fucking knew when I said that long walk down the hallway. That was a literal thing that happened.
Yes.
Because like we said that I didn't tell you that I was quitting, but I totally did.
I felt like you did at least about 5 weeks before you did. You were just like, I remember we had like a guest come in and it wasn't somebody we had planned. We were told we needed to do it. And you sat there and they were like, so what are we going to do? You're like, yeah, we'll get to it. And then like we go live, we're on the air, we're recording or whatever. You're like, so what's happening with the thing? Go ahead.
Oh man, I don't remember that at all, man. But I was totally an asshole.
You're like, just say your words, person.
I was. I mean, that second to last day, I threw a chair.
Yeah.
You know,
I still have the audio.
I can't
Because we were rolling.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you have it?
I've
On your
got a
phone?
memory stick at home that's got all
man.
kinds of Smithisms
Oh,
on
man.
there. And
Dude,
like-
you save so many fucking stupid Smith things that it's like you have a treasure trove of me. And it's not creepy.
it's not. It's from when we were doing the job together. Like we were on the air, and
I still have.
recordings
I
and-
still have. I almost played a clip of it, except I didn't have the clip. I thought I did. I have a folder called No Air Bloopers. When we were doing the fucking radio show from my basement, I'm like, well, I have all this podcast equipment, so I'm going to record all the time and then
Yeah.
take the things that are fun and put them on the internet. And, you know, so many fucking like off the air things. It's called No Air Bloopers. And just the most horrible things that you could possibly say about like inner workings and things like that. Fart noises. There was one diarrhea and shit. You know, that's
I remember that. Whenever I think about the bloopers of our show and what I have saved, I'm like, well, there's diarrhea. There's no E in queef.
there's no E in queef.
That was a 30-minute, just not even stoned, just 30 minutes of giggling in your basement like idiots. And it still makes, sometimes that'll pop up in my head.
It fucking makes me
midday,
laugh, man.
And it'll just, I
It
just
fucking
giggle
makes me
at it.
laugh. That's too lowbrow, guys.
And somebody's listening going, what the hell are they talking about? And Ryan's like, screw you guys.
Oh, let's
Silly
see if McTang is
silly
on the
little
live stream.
conversations you're having.
Mickey, hey, what up? And got a request to listen to Liliac at some point.
Or is that Lilac?
Liliac.
All right. Oh, I see. Okay.
They're a vampire rock band, Tim. I'm sure you'd love it.
Hey, I'll listen to anything once.
Heidi on the live stream. Hey, what up, Heidi?
Oh,
Long
Heidi.
time
Yeah.
radio listener, and now jamming to the podcast all the time and all the things. So
Yeah, she's a good one.
there's all sorts of people, man, that followed, and more that I'm finding now than before that I really knew. Radio listeners are coming over to the internet side, you know? It's pretty fucking cool.
It's funny. It only happened one time. I had to make a phone call to this guy who's a member of a credit union, and he had put a pretty substantial amount in something there at the credit union. And I had to call just to make sure everything was cool, how he was doing. He goes, hey, I was talking to my friend. He goes, you're Tim from the Bear. And I'm like, no, I'm respectfully Tim from the credit union. And he's like, yeah, bullshit, man. He's like, I know what you used to talk about.
I know who you are.
Yeah. He's like, I know what you're all about. I'm like, well, I'm all about those APYs and yeah, just trying to keep it together. Like, no, it's a totally different world now. Yeah. I'm not into fart jokes.
Not at all.
No. Stupid.
Did you have you've been at that place long enough now to be like, I can go on this podcast and not ruin my reputation?
Hey, I never brought it up. I just
I didn't know if that had to be something you got like
permission
for or anything.
Well,
you know,
as long as I don't really,
it's like working at the casino. You know,
Yeah.
I go out of my way to not like talk about
goings on.
guests that may have been inappropriate for some reason or in a
Yeah.
like I would at a normal job.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
Because it's the casino and it's a big business. You know,
Right.
And they have a reputation, so I'm not going to like sully that.
Don't mess that up.
You know, I really appreciate them. Honestly, the casino, when I got shit canned for the bullshit, the casino had my back. We're one of the main businesses, sponsors that got
I
me
remember
hired
that.
back.
I remember that.
Yeah, Tracy
Tracy.
said, fuck that other station that fucked Smitty over and made it known, I guess. And that woman is forever in my debt, my lady.
Yeah, she's awesome. I got
Yeah.
to talk to her quite a bit after you had left, and I mean, I knew Tracy for years before that, but she is great. If she sees this, Tracy, you're great.
What, Smith?
What?
I love it when I just have something on the tip of my head. And
Man. Did you have a stroke again?
no,
Okay.
no, that was Bell's palsy. That wasn't a fucking stroke.
I know.
That's still there a little bit,
Is it?
you know?
That's worrisome. Like you never fully
No,
went away?
it's not worrisome because I know. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that
Didn't
I didn't
freak you
think
out
it
a
was
little?
worrisome, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, knowing that so many people have had Bell's palsy reoccur and never go away, it doesn't. You know, I know it could be a thing.
Has it come back? Like since you initially had it?
Well, Danielle, my ex-girlfriend Danielle, her dad had it like 5 separate times, and you can just tell a lot of times is, you know. And I always was like, man, that looks like it fucking sucks. And
Yeah.
it does, you know.
Oh no, I
As
remember.
long as it's like this, I'm happy. I
like
can eat
stuffed.
soup. You know, I can laugh without
can
looking like
eat
fucking Two-Face.
It was weird at first. Is that you had it right when I joined the show? The radio
Yeah, how
show.
awkward for you.
I mean,
Yeah, what a way to watch. Honestly, you had the fucking the most tumultuous entrance to any radio show possibly in the history of the world ever. I'm sure it could have went down like this in similar ways for similar people for the pandemic, but literally, you come on into a interim studio.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
It wasn't the main building.
It wasn't the main building. We're going into another studio, but you got a co-host. We're trying to build a new morning show. You
Yeah.
know, I just been hired. You're coming in to help and do news that you've never done before. And you come in, your fucking partner has Bell's palsy. Literally 2 weeks after or a week after starting,
It was 1 week.
the fucking pandemic hits,
Yes.
and we're gonna go do the show from my basement.
Yes.
And then it was 9 months almost consistently in the basement. So you literally, that was one of the most tumultuous like morning
But
show
hey,
starts ever.
I mean, after that, I got to, lean on a bunch of the finest wooden tables that a studio's ever seen. It's totally worth it. Spend a year's salary of mine on a table.
They were lovely fucking tables,
Whatever.
man.
So
That-
polishy and
They're
shiny.
they are beautiful recording booths.
Yep.
You know, that sounds mean, but it's just how I feel.
Extent of my.
You know, it's
I just see things and go, okay, you guys do you. I'll do.
it's such
not
a
that.
it's a hard thing because like I still have friends that work at that place, and you know.
Yeah, I still talk to Mark too.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
you know
he's a
there's
good guy.
people that I talk to, and I don't ever want to like poop on their fucking thing that they're doing. I still, you know, if I see them doing something radio related or something like that, I'm like, oh, that's awesome for them, you know.
And there's still good. There's good people in the bad position. You know, like maybe it's not.
I mean,
even
I would say
bad.
they're all good people too. Everybody is good people, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, they do things that I don't agree with.
I never noticed. I had no idea. Yeah, it's podcasting's the future. But
Honestly, though, it is.
it really is.
You know?
I mean, I'm making a joke the way I say it, but it's like I said, everyone is capable of doing one now and expressing something. Maybe your podcast is just, I don't know.
All
like
it takes
cookies,
is just, all
you
it
know?
takes is,
anything.
it really does just take consistency and hard work, like any fucking thing else, man. Like, there's so many people that I see that are trying to do a podcast or something similar, and they'll go hard for like, you know, a year or something, you know, and
Yeah.
and almost inevitably it like falls off the rails in some shape or form where, you know, I'm putting all this time into this thing and you're not getting really any return. The people that you were doing it with, and I see this on all sorts of things, people that you were doing it with, you know, aren't really down for it anymore. They don't really like doing it as much as you do necessarily.
Yeah.
Fucking technology breaks down or something like that, and they quit.
Yeah, and it's not. It's not.
You know?
not. It's expensive. You know,
It's
if
expensive.
You get all the really nice stuff like you have, it costs some money.
It costs money, and if people don't feel like you're getting any return, all it takes is something to catch eyes, and once you can start catching eyes, then it grows. You know what I mean? And honestly, that has been, I don't know, through all of the shit that I've had to deal with over the past year now, that memory popped up on Memories today, where it was
Wasn't it us doing
the first
SmitHole
episode
cinema?
of Dude, Where's My Lease? Where I was like, hey, I'm getting booted out of this place I'm
yeah.
renting, and just signed an extension. And we're selling the house in less than 2 months. You got to find a place. Oh, fuck.
I remember that. That was not great for you. It's not a great time.
No. What the fuck was I bringing that up for?
That you were just thinking back to it. You saw it in a memory on Facebook.
Yeah, but what was I talking about before that?
It's been a myriad of topics.
God damn it. I had a great point.
This is our show. What was it?
No, I had a great point. I had a great point.
Now we sound like NPR. There was a good point to be had.
We're way more exciting than NPR.
Alec Baldwin and the sweaty balls. But
What the fuck was I talking about?
you were talking about radio and getting out, and then your house situation changed like a year ago.
Oh, yeah. So it popped up on Memories. May 1st. God damn it. I wish I could walk this one back. God damn it. Sometimes, Smith, you just fucking lose it. I'll get back there at some point. It could be 20 fucking minutes from now.
We'll get there.
Now's a good time to check the live stream.
Sounds like a deal.
Now's a good time to check the live stream. That ain't the live stream. Julie's on. Hi, Julie. How are you? Happy May Day.
It's Happy May Day. A bank holiday there. That must be, what is that?
She's in Ireland, I think. I
Ireland.
think Julie is in Ireland. Or Julie, excuse me, not Julia. My shitty old man eyes, dude, are going fucking way south.
Do you need like bifocals?
I don't know what I need. I have to get prescribed glasses, but then
Yeah.
I'll, maybe have bifocals.
Call me crazy.
It's been a motherfucker, man. I have like 9 pair of reading glasses,
That's what it is. Okay. 'Cause
but I
know
have
there's-
vision insurance now.
Hey, use that up when you get it.
I know. I know.
Give you a Smith check.
Real quick, we're going to take a quick break. and because I have to pee, and I'm not going to leave you sitting here feeling fucking awkward. So it's about a 6-minute break, and I'm going to actually play a clip from 2 clips actually from the old radio show.
The old show?
Just 2 things that I saw that we have clips on, like the playlist on YouTube.
Oh boy.
2 of the things that I just thought were fun and quick, and one of my favorite things, especially the first little bit, is finding out on the air that you are allergic to pine trees, and it's forever one of my favorites.
I remember this now.
The best part of this week is finding out that you are allergic to pine. Tim, have you ever considered eating a Christmas tree?
No, and here's why. I'm allergic to the touch of real ones. I have a fake one at home.
Are you serious?
I'm totally allergic to Christmas trees. Like, I touch them and my hands get all, like, scaly. And
How in the Christ have I never known that before? How did I not know you were allergic to pine trees?
I'm allergic to most evergreen and pine.
Dude,
like,
shut up.
I'm not even
like,
joking.
what happens? Like, will you die if you get
I don't
sap on
know
you?
that I'll die because I've been such a city boy my whole life. I've never wandered too far into the woods. But anytime I've touched, like, just an example. I know it's hilarious, but just an example. Over Christmas, we went to a person's house. Everyone was safe and distanced and the whole thing. But I touched the tree. I'm like, oh, this is a nice bulb. As we're eating dinner, my one finger swelled up like twice the size of it. I'm like,
shut up.
I go, do you have a real tree in the other room? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, no. Like, I got kind of stuffy.
Oh, my God, I gotta go, you guys, because there's the tree in here.
Well, I just soldier through. Now, if I like a tree.
How long have you been allergic to it? Your whole life?
Like, whole life.
Oh, man.
Whole life. We had a real tree. What?
I've known you for a dozen years. How did I not know you were allergic to pine trees
It never
before?
came up. I don't know. But here's the hilarious.
No wonder you didn't want to go camping. It's not that you're a pussy. It's just that you might die.
Well, here's the hilarious way I found out. Here's the hilarious.
How did you make it through your whole life being allergic to pine trees in northern Michigan?
This is
so you just stay on the sidewalk. Don't go in the woods.
It's my motto. But like, here's how I found out. We had a real Christmas tree one time when I was a kid. I was like 7 or 8. And we had a dog at the time that was pretty big. And the dog knocked the tree over and it fell on me. So I'm laying there, the tree fell on me. I had to my dad had to lift the tree off, and then we had to put it all back together. And it wasn't long till it looked like I got in a fight with a badger. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh my God. Took me to the ER, and they're like, oh, he's allergic to whatever he was touching. And they're like, the tree.
Mr. and Mrs. Logan, appears your child is allergic to pine trees.
It's just, and the funny thing is, it's very specific. It's like the bark of the tree is what gets me. The needles don't.
That's not necessarily the funny part. The funny part is the whole thing in general.
Well, I took this whole thing off the rails.
I don't care. Look, apparently you could eat Christmas trees. I don't know. Make it into, what do they say? Hey, make a jar of pickles with some spruce needles. Who cares? You can't eat it because you might die. Dude. Dude. I'm glad I didn't get you that pine sap lotion I wanted to get you.
Just rubbing it on my hands till I bleed.
How did man, that's the best.
I've blown your mind.
That's the best. Let's get out of here. Woo! You know, it's also, I don't know if I was talking to you about this yesterday or Levi, I can't remember. Whenever somebody finds out that I cook that doesn't really know me,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of times it's the sort of comment or reaction that makes me want to fight. It makes me want to rage because the reaction is something along the lines of, I don't want to eat anything you've cooked.
Really?
You know what I mean? Because they feel like I'm just some dirty, gross bachelor that just lives in my house with my cat, all like, just, you know what I mean? Like a dirty, gross bachelor. That's not the case.
No. It's, seriously, this house is nice. And it is, if you're 2 bachelors living in here, it's a nice place.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, we keep it nice. And
it's not dirty.
Yeah.
I guess I never thought that. So it's like, wow, people think that?
No, but there are people like that just are like, oh, he's a gross dirty who doesn't like, they don't think I wash or something.
I won't eat Smitty's mustard.
I don't know. There's really no other way to get into this except just to call it dick candles. Your 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock wake and break comes out of Belgium.
the town of, or the province of West Flanders, where the mayor is now apologizing for the offensive Christmas decorations that are being put up around town. New Christmas lights made using colors of the city, which look to be blue and white, maybe, were installed around the municipality of Oudenburg in West Flanders. And, officials were thinking about candles, so they built some candle lights shaped like candles, but decided the flame at the top was cliche, so they didn't want to put a flame. They put a blue ball on there instead, and they just look like blue and white penises all around town.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they don't, but they do. This is one reason why just this day and age sucks, where everything that even looks remotely like anything phallic, everybody has to be like, it's a dick! It's a dick! And then the mayor has to apologize. Why should you apologize for candle lights that are shaped like wieners?
I guess, yeah, it's one of those things. If I went to that town, I'd see those lights and go, in my head, I go, that looks like a wiener.
I know you would.
But then I'd just keep
I probably
going.
would too, but you just like, it's whatever.
I
I'm
wouldn't
sure they're
call
not
the
wieners.
authorities. I wouldn't call someone and go, you must change the wiener-looking lights in your street. Like, no.
Matter of fact, more penis lights. Can we just have more penis lights? Just get everybody used to them, not freaking out all the time.
Just make it normal. Yeah, I think so.
Hi, we're back.
I don't know how this works, man. How do the mics turn on?
Huh?
Like after the video clip, like how'd you do it?
I know what I'm doing now, kind of.
Did I talk over the video?
Do you want me to explain the fucking technical details? I'll explain
I'm
the
just an
technical
old
details.
news guy. I don't know.
if I click on the Smitty and Tim break, it will play the clip I just played,
and they can't hear us then.
and you can't hear it unless the audio input is on. I do not have an audio input going into that. Now you know. Now Tim knows.
Fascinated all the viewers.
Fucking learning shit, man.
Yeah. I won't remember that in 10 minutes.
Look,
but,
here's the thing. For anybody that watches, like Julia, for instance, and Mickey, for instance, who did not listen to me on radio before, they found me on the internet,
Yeah.
And, fuck, I forgot my point again.
That it's cool having people internationally listen to
Well,
you.
it is cool definitely cool having people listening internationally, but fuck, I forgot my goddamn thought again. What was I saying?
Black Velvet.
Look, I just cracked a cocktail when you got here. I have not been hitting it all day. I was like, this is a podcast exception here. I don't drink that much anymore.
No?
No. Not with my fucking state of mind that I've been in lately. Huh?
You just sling the drinks. You don't drink them.
I really do. I've been slinging.
Yeah.
But no, I started to get into something earlier, and I was like, I want to save this for a little bit after the break. People that have been following me for a bit, watching podcasts or whatever, you know that this has been a rough winter financially. I've talked to you guys about it.
Yeah.
I told you just before. I haven't told McTighe this. I wanted to, but it was just like I didn't want to explain this shit twice. So I definitely bit off more than I could chew because it was, what did I take on, a 45 fucking minute commute for my job? And then in winter it fucking,
That's fun.
the financial aspect, I was working part-time before I signed on to this lease thinking I could make it work. I really did, that I'm a tad optimistic sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm too optimistic.
Lions fan.
That's what it is.
You're born a Lions fan.
Born a Lions fan, man. So essentially, and I'm getting evicted from this place, there is a silver lining to this, several silver linings to this. One, if I can be out in 7 days, it's not going to affect my credit. It's going to be, my past rent is going to be forgiven. I've been pretty straight with this guy that I'm renting from, and he has been nothing but like understanding. I'm like, dude, I'm basically like bleeding money financing this podcast and trying to really consider this job too.
Yeah.
I tried
all fucking winter to get a part-time job doing Indeed
anything,
things, the restaurant business. They're like, the only days I could work that I can't devote to Turtle Creek, like bar and restaurant aren't hiring those days because it's slow. It's a Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. You know what I mean?
All of them are letting their people off those
Right.
days.
Those days are closed a lot of times in this area. There's so many fucking businesses that are closed like 2 days a week now.
Yeah.
You know, and like all sorts of like Indeed online shit to Meijer and grocery stores and no fucking responses whatsoever.
Nothing, huh?
Like 20.
Oh.
So I mean, I tried to get a part-time job, and after like almost all winter of probably halfway into the winter, I'm just like, fuck it, I gotta fucking work on this thing too. I'm just like, I'm going to make it work as much as possible with this part-time job.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too slow. Hopefully I can make it work. And it just, again, just bleeding fucking money.
That's no good.
So the silver lining, is it's not going to, if I can be out in 7 days, which I will be.
From now?
From now.
Literally, it's already happening?
It'll be a week from today. I'll be out of here.
Oh.
It'll be
Did
done.
you just find that out today?
I found that out Saturday.
Oh.
We already had this podcast scheduled. I didn't want to break it down, and I wanted to have the last one be with the boy in the thing. You know what I mean? So tomorrow I'll start breaking it down. Tomorrow I'm actually going to do a Patreon reaction marathon just so I can, because I have those people to think about as well that are signing up that like pay to hear me fucking talk. It's weird, I know.
You're the Jerry Lewis of podcasting.
Why the Jerry Lewis?
He was doing the marathon.
Huh?
Do you remember the old Labor Day marathon or like the telethon? And it'd just be like Jerry Lewis and a bunch of celebrities, and the whole thing is call now and donate.
Yeah, but I don't want. Well, I hate to like.
I'll never walk alone.
I hate the idea so much of being like, donate money now to get me out of the thing. But I mean, I understand it's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm making jokes because it seriously is concerning. You're
It's
like, I got a week and I'm out.
No,
so.
here's the thing. Moving in here was a very rash decision. I realize this. You know, I'm all about owning whatever it is that I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way I'm going to like not talk about this when people fucking watch, and then all of a sudden you're in a different setting and there's no like explanation. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I try to own everything I do. It was a bad fucking move coming here. The reason I moved in here was a rash decision because I was in my parents' before. Mm-hmm. You know, staying with them after the lease collapsed on me. You're in Traverse City. There's no fucking way you're affording a place on the money that I was making at the one job I had.
Right.
So I was just like, the living with my parents thing was really fucking pissing me off. You know, as a fucking 47-year-old man, just about, you know, you're like, God damn it.
You're all set in your ways by that. Like, you're clearly set in your ways, and like your parents, same difference. So, and those ways maybe aren't the same ways.
It's not even that necessarily. It was just, you're just a grown man.
That too,
you know what I mean? And it's just, the podcast was not ideal, and I wanted to get that too. So I was just like, I got to find a place. Yeah. Found it, boom. And I'm just like, fuck it, let's do it and wing it and see what happens. Yeah. Sometimes that's not always the best move. So I like to just acknowledge that, you know, there's, I like to own that aspect of a fucking up, you know.
You came here and this place is cool. You know, that's too bad. That's too bad that it's got to be.
I like it enough for the podcast, but I wanted to get out of here, which is another silver lining, because I was going to get out of this lease. I was just trying to fucking keep it together long enough to get out of here and get back close. You know what I mean? I just couldn't string it off. You know, I tried to pay as much as I could. This is the first day I was like 30 days late. Was the first time I was 30 days late was like a couple days ago, and he hit me with the eviction. Oh man. And I was just like, fuck. All right. But, you know, like last time when I had to move and I talked shit about the landlord, I'm not going to do that in this case because it's a totally different scenario. This is my fuck up. This is not the same thing. Right. You know, I just like to own that, you know. So I'm looking at buying a place. So I'll be staying with my parents again. And this time I have a way different perspective on it. You know, it's not fucking... it doesn't feel like a failure the way that it moving in with them did the first time. It just feels like a hurdle because of a dumb move you made.
Yeah.
Moving in with my parents was, the lease getting pulled out from under you is not under your control.
No.
You didn't have anything. You were in a spot, you were good.
Yeah, you could afford this, and then it
Right.
was like, hey, you want to keep living here? 3 times the amount,
Right.
basically.
Right.
In Traverse
If you wanted
City.
to. Yeah, exactly. So, going to be looking at buying a place. I'm going to stay with my parents again and embrace that a little more. I have a remote studio I'm going to set up in Brother Levi's extra place, or an extra room in his place. And just go there and do the work, man, and do the podcast. That's still going to happen. So, that's a fucking thing, man.
You got the return of the Metallica-thon here a couple weeks ago.
Honestly, dude,
So
that was a
that
fucking
worked out
highlight.
good.
That was a fucking highlight.
Yeah.
That was such, and that things like that make things like this better, because I fucking tell you this, dude, so much for all the moves I've made in life. Just like life-changing decisions about a career move, trying to get into radio. There's a lot of like similarities with getting into radio and doing this podcast shit and just trying to keep it going. You're struggling. Fucking, I was so poor when I started at the radio station because you're getting paid $18,000 a year. You know what I mean? We're talking poverty like that's real, but you fucking stick to it. And it starts building up a little bit from there.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying again, but I mean,
Just moving out of here. It's like you look at all
like Ty calls it, it's called What the Hell Everything because you have temporary Alzheimer's every episode. It's just a fucking thing, man. I don't know what to tell you.
temporary.
But things like the Metallica-thon and just things like that, dude, are so encouraging because I've put so much time and effort and thought into doing these things, and I'm getting better. Like,
This is so streamlined.
I didn't have technological catastrophes and something dictate my mood. I didn't fuck up for the entire 12 hours. That's the way I put it. I didn't fuck one thing up in 12 hours. It was like out of my control YouTube stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't you. It was their system.
Right. And I took such a win from that. Such an encouraging thing, dude. And just the way people have I still have a relatively small number of like patrons and things like that. I'm still getting a relative small response for like podcast things, but it is going up, and you're seeing encouragement, and you're seeing that your fucking vision is working, and the things you left radio to do are possible and fucking probable. That things like this fucking dick punch don't fucking it doesn't fucking damage me.
No,
You know what I
just
mean?
Move on to the next step, and eventually, you're going to be going through all that crap, and then you'll be on the flight, and you'll be like going to Ireland, and just thinking that time period, like while you're flying over the ocean, going, "All right, I guess I did something."
I wonder how many people that we know in radio or what have you think what I'm doing is stupid.
I think a lot of them think it.
I think a lot of them
is
think it.
stupid or crazy at the very least. You got other people that are supportive, but I think it scares people that are hardcore. That's been their career, and they're into radio and have been doing it for however long. If more people like you are successful doing this thing, it's just another like cut in the radio business. It's just there's not much more to cut.
Yeah, and I want to like gauge successful too. You know what I mean? Like what I don't know what people would consider successful. I don't even really know if I would know what I would consider successful with this venture. Like I want to accomplish the goal, which is to do the Ireland thing, and then we'll see from there. That was kind of the vibe when we started. I have all kinds of grand visions of what I would like to do if it succeeds, and to keep going and doing different seasons and shit.
Right.
But to me, successful is getting that done.
Mm-hmm.
The other goal was to make this podcast financially feasible
Yeah.
as well, so I didn't have to do the full-time job. we'll see, man. You
That
know,
sounds like success.
but
Once you
I
get to that
am
point.
making money,
Yeah.
on it. It's a small amount right now. It's clearly not enough for me to quit a full-time job.
Right.
That I'm honestly in the best position I've ever been in a long time outside of this fucking housing situation that I find myself in at the moment.
Yeah, and the area doesn't lend itself to making that easy. you
No.
know? But I think, yeah, you're definitely on the right path. The tiny goals, like you set your tiny goals and go, this is how I'm successful in this little bit. Like that's how I approach it. Like I did a thing. I haven't done it in some months now, but I was doing voiceover, little jobs, few bucks here and there. And I remember being like, whoa, I made $100. Like I made $100 saying words that somebody else typed up. And I was like, success. I did it. And I mean, I just haven't followed along with it. I've got busy with all kinds of other crap, but I mean, that'll come back eventually. And then there'll be a new mini goal.
That's the
Call
thing,
that
dude.
success. And
I honestly, the fact right now, I have 38 patrons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have just over 2,000 subscribers. You know,
that's huge.
there are people that comment that they fucking love this shit. You know, when I drop like a fucking like a Biffy Clyro fucking, which you fucking fuckfaces call Buffy Cyclops, like assholes all the time to me. When I drop that shit on Patreon, motherfuckers are like, fuck yeah, dude, I've been waiting for this shit for 2 weeks kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit to me is successful.
2,000 subscribers. I mean, you've got literally 2,000 more than I got. So, I mean, that's huge. I mean, it's true.
My name's Tim, and I work at a credit union, and I can't math.
I have 0 followers, 0 subscribers. Wait, you've got 2,000 more. No, and I can't math.
But, I mean, you know, fucking... it just takes, and I was talking about people doing podcasts and shit. It just takes fucking just doing it and keep doing it.
That's the difference is just, the stupid housing stuff happens and you just keep doing the thing. You find a way to keep doing the thing. Because, I mean, like we talked to our one friend. He's like, I don't know what I'd do if I wasn't on the radio. And it's like, I know you've got your full-time job and stuff like that, but like, what would you do if you weren't doing this thing?
Well, honestly, I can relate to that because I know who you're talking about. We're not going to mention him by name. He'll know who, if he listens, he'll know who he is, and he'll know that we mean this sincerely and in the best way possible. You know, our friend is passionate about radio.
Totally
he
is.
believes in it down to his very being, and we've fallen out of love with it, and it's been a progressive, more souring taste as it is gone. What were we talking about our friend for?
Because he's very passionate about radio. And I said, there's just some people, they think that that's the only thing they can do. And like this podcast, that's you going, if you didn't do the podcast, even if it wasn't monetary, like, what are you going to do? Like what's your creative outlet to do stuff like that?
And I tried to tell him that he doesn't think he could do this sort of thing
right
on the internet, and it doesn't have to be in the way that I'm doing it. It could be whatever your thing is, whatever your idea is. You're going to manifest your idea in whatever the fuck way you see fit.
Yeah.
All you got to do is get some attention, and it's so fucking hard to get out of like that mindset. When I was saying, when I noticed how pissed off I was all the time when I was watching old podcast or old radio show bits with you and I, it would make me, it was a mix between like love for it and hatred for it.
You can feel that anxiety right square in the middle. Like,
but even like as much as that irritated me, the podcast that followed immediately after me leaving radio pissed me off even more. Because I was trying to do like a radio delivery on the internet, and I'm like, what the fuck? And when I started doing like the Sunday morning talk practice podcast, and it just started getting me used to going on a live and more fucking relaxed way.
Yeah, because then you could just lead it as you could place it as you wanted, instead of being like in the box.
The longer I do that, and I have that like sort of like relaxed sort of creative fucking vibe and feeling, there's no fucking way that I could go back to radio. I didn't think I could not be a radio guy for the longest time. I didn't think I could do this.
Yeah.
Like that first year doing this podcast, I didn't think I could fucking do this, you know? But now 2 years in, I'm fucking like, I'm so much more confident now,
Yeah.
you know? But getting out of radio is fucking, you know, when you're passionate about it,
Just
all
like-
it takes is leaving. And you'll get over the other thing at some point.
Yeah, especially if it's just it's a total change in vibe. You walk into any radio station and it's just sort of like everyone's, like you said, they're just cranked up a little, like everyone's nervous. And it's like, this is supposed to be fun. Like, this is a fun place, but it can get cranked down and just everyone tightens up and you're like, this is weird, man.
How does it feel now? Do you have any, like, because you haven't been in front of a microphone in fucking whatever, a year now,
Yeah.
pretty close to you left.
Yeah, basically.
Does it feel, do you start, because I can only describe this as I have an inner clock in my head
Yeah.
where, one reason I would get pissed off too about watching old podcasts is the way that I was presenting the show with like you as like the side guy coming in with bits and I was like dominating the conversation. Fuck, I forgot what I was saying again.
Just basically, how does it feel to not be on the microphone for like a long
Yeah.
time?
So, I mean,
And-
like, do you have like a clock like that where does it feel like, oh my God, we're getting out of a bit
No.
awkwardly or something?
No, it's just I'm just hanging out here.
Because
doing
it's
what
got to
we
be
always
weird
do.
fucking with cameras.
It used to be. I mean, it's honestly way better now because I don't care. Like I was thinking the whole time when we were doing the radio gig, if we were on camera, it was like the wall behind us would be judged, or like, the way we were just even saying stuff was being judged, and it was on camera and it was all, and then it's like, what's going to happen now? Ryan shreds us in the comments or something.
What the fuck did he
Oh,
say?
no.
What the fuck did he say? By the way, Tim brought a couple gifts.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are going to do the stupidest thing. I don't know when. I wanted to get you guys both in here before I got evicted. Sorry, we didn't make it last longer.
Sorry, Ryan, I gotta leave.
We were going to do, and we are going to do at some point. I'm going to make this fucking happen. Both of you motherfuckers are going to come in, whatever goddamn SmitHole I end up next.
Yes.
Which there will be another one.
3.
The Donnie
Donnie
Iris
Iris.
back on the streets fucking vinyl album reaction. Why? I don't understand this whole Donnie Iris thing that McTighe has never let slip ever. He's like,
Because it's because when he was on the station,
I know.
we played that song Aaliyah by Diana,
Aaliyah.
and he was like, that might be the worst song that has ever been a song. So
I know.
So now
That's how he always requests it. When we're like, stop it.
yeah, anytime it's like classic rock is brought up, he's like, play Aaliyah. Like, we don't even play music, dude.
Fucking McTighe on the continuous. He says he's going to try to get you to do trash porn. Be careful. Tim's like, who said trash porn? I'm like, who else would say fucking trash porn? McTighe has this fascination with the idea of me turning my fucking SmitHole into a brothel of fucking meth fueled goddamn trailer trash porn. He's like, get all the hookers.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm in my parents' garage, fuckface. I'm not doing that. He's like, it's Kalkaska, do it.
He does.
It's Kalkaska. They all do trash porn there. I think that was a direct quote.
It was because you got your like living room couch right here. It's like the casting couch.
We should just do it. We could just do it. Oh, my God.
First movie will be called Step Smith.
Man. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Let's get it out of my fucking head. I wish the things that I don't want to say would fucking get sucked out of there like all the other coherent thoughts that I was fucking making. Coherent fucking thoughts just go. out. And I can always tell when they're going away. I can like feel it going. I'm like, oh no, snatch it. You got to try to snatch it.
Train left the station. But I had to buy that vinyl record because I'm like, there's no way I'm not. I'd never seen it in real life. Like, it's just a song we always played on the radio as Donnie Iris. And so there it was. I found it in an old vintage store and went, I'm doing this.
We're going to do a fucking vinyl album reaction to Donnie Iris. I don't understand it, but it's going to happen.
We'll throw some Michael McDonald in there.
Dude, fuck off with your Michael McDonald. Tim likes the most. I don't know how you as a musician, huh?
I don't like Michael McDonald.
You don't?
No.
Are you a liar right now?
No.
I feel like you're lying right now.
I feel like you're lying to me.
Why would you? Are you being serious?
I think Michael McDonald's all right. Like, I'm not obsessed with it, but I do like to.
All this time, I didn't even realize you were trolling me. I just thought you were sharing in an asshole way an artist that you loved, and you're like you thought was funny that I fucking hated, which I know you do, but I actually really thought you loved Michael McDonald.
Oh no. I remember buying the Michael McDonald Motown cover CD and leaving it at your old house.
God, man, that's fucking weird, man.
Just stickers and weird stuff all over your old house.
Tim would walk around my house and fucking like put stickers in like hidden places and like magnets, shit's fucked stickers on the fridge right now. But I just saw that out of nowhere. I'm like, shit's fucked.
Put
like,
a magnet
Tim
on your
fucking
fridge.
Put that on there.
I'm like, I wonder how many days till he notices this.
Sometimes it was weeks. You put a sticker somewhere and you even tried to explain where it was later on, and I still couldn't fucking find it.
No, you guys moved out of that house, and there's just a sticker. It's a sticker of a butt.
You also brought green jelly, a fucking DVD. Is that alive? Let me put my fucking glasses on.
It is. Oh, now it's getting real.
Whoa. Green jelly. I'm trying to. Sometimes I inquire about gifts given, and I'm like, what was the intent behind this?
Well, the truth of it is, what is today, May 1st? This was I intended to get down to Cadillac like a long time ago, and I didn't. So that was technically going to be a birthday gift back on December 28th, and then 5 months just went. And here it is. And I'm like,
honestly, that's the way it went.
Yes. Just like that.
Green jelly. Band documentary interviews of Green Jelly, live concert and puppets.
Yes.
The Guinness Book World Record holding, Grammy Award nominated, multi-million selling Godfathers of Punk Rock puppet band sucks live. An experienced, I almost said an experienceness. An experience. Yeah, that's a good insight for you, how Stuttering Smitty works.
Experienceness.
I sometimes write in the Stuttering Smitty way, where I'm putting a fucking, all of a sudden, three letters in the wrong spot or something. An experience in ridiculousness. I'm going to do a fucking Patreon reaction to that at some point.
Yeah, it's got the live show, and there's all kinds of documentary stuff. I found it on this like weird.
Is that something that you've
website.
Liked before?
Green Jelly?
Yeah.
No, I just remembered you singing that karaoke. There's like an old video on like 17 phones ago I have that has like video of somewhere in like Indian River you singing that song or something.
Oh my God, that popped up on memories too.
Yeah.
I almost shared it, but I was just like, I'm too embarrassed for that one.
Hate everything about you.
I thought I wanted to like sing with a band. And I was like, I got the guys from the Darwin Project to let me sing with them, like a couple cover songs. I did the Ugly Kid Joe song, and then I did fucking Angry Chair from Alice in Chains. And I just felt like a dipshit because I was so nervous I would just forget lyrics. Even though I had them written, I was so nervous I would just forget where I was. I didn't rehearse with them and shit. But I wanted to try, you know what I mean? That was always like I always thought I could be a rock and roll singer, but I didn't like myself as a singer. I saw myself singing, and I was like, you know how some people hear their voice and they're like, I hate myself. That's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like. Karaoke.
Yeah, I almost share that, but I'm just still way too embarrassed.
I understand. It's hidden for me anyway. It's hidden from everyone else. It's in your memories. There's no E.
Did I derail this conversation with that story?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I thought I strayed away from your point that you were making.
No, I was not midpoint. I was just like, check this stuff out.
Rick Jerwitz, I was talking about fucking being successful with his podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever think that I'll get rich writing, but I love it. It's me being who I need to be creatively. This is who you are. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's like, honestly, more people need to fucking think like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I still want to, I don't even know if I ever told Rick, I want to like narrate his book.
I told him that a week ago.
What?
The same thing. I was like, dude, let me just like record a chapter.
Oh, you do it. You call dibs.
No, I'm not. Well, it's funny. Someone else has offered before too.
Really?
Yeah.
To do a book?
To like read his book like that. So,
Really?
yeah.
You didn't do it?
I didn't do it. No, I mean, I just talked about it like a week ago, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
For like a paying gig?
No, just to be like, let's see what it sounds like. Because, you know, he writes his horror books. So I'm like,
Yeah.
would I be able to pull off some of it might be gory or scary and Vincent Price style.
Man, that'd be fun. Tim did. I had you be my narrator for my couple audio things
Those
that I
are the
did.
Christmassy
things. Yeah, you did a fantastic job.
It was fun. The ones where no money was involved, I'm like, this is great. But there could be like, I'll pay you $200. And I'm like, I hate myself. Pull my eyeballs out. Like, you throw money
Come
on
to
the
my house.
equation.
Come to my house and read these words. Honestly,
Done that before.
honestly, when I post those, I still listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They make me happy to listen to because it reminds me of like getting together with everybody and doing it when I do
Yeah.
it. And I love listening to like the bloopers. You know, I love listening to it warts and all because I hear like all of like
Warts and all.
I hear it from a critical standpoint. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like storytelling gaffes or something like that. You know, or
Right.
things I could have done better, things I did really well, and things other people did really well on. You know,
Right.
It's fucking. It was to me. It's just. It's charming for me because I fucking made it with all my fucking buddies.
Yeah. It's one of those things. You always have that. Like you have that recording.
Yeah.
Always
So
keep that.
when you fucking did you read for this book?
No, I kind of just offered up like, hey, I think I
Oh.
might just do it just to see what it sounds like, to see if it's terrible or you go, well, maybe you're onto something here. Like, but not for any kind of paid thing, just messing around. Because that's the thing. Like I said, you get in front of the mic, you're just messing around or doing something. And then it's like, this is fun.
Well, it's honestly, it's like that Sunday morning talk practice thing. It's just a practice thing.
Right.
That's what I told another friend of mine that really was interested in getting into reading audiobooks. And I've never read an audiobook before other than, well, I did the fucking Sleepy Hollow thing, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm not a professional doing it. I'm just doing it because I think it's interesting for me to pull those things off.
Yeah.
But they were interested in getting into that. I'm like, well, the only advice I have to give you, I gave them what little technical advice I could give them. But then I'm just like, I just don't take this the wrong way. I didn't know really the experience level that they'd had necessarily. But I'm just, you got to fucking practice. You got to fucking practice. You can't just like.
It's like Dan Campbell, not Dan Campbell. The guy, the Lions, voice of the Lions. Dan Miller.
Dan Miller.
That's who I'm trying to think of. But Dan Miller, I think he told you that. Like I was on that
on
phone
an
call.
interview that I had with him.
Yeah, he's like, you just got to practice. Because you said, hey, do you practice your Lions in the Super Bowl like call? And he was like, yeah. Like I practice everything he does.
Yeah, and I don't think that person. I don't know if they took it like I intended it like practice because you suck.
No.
Or if it was, you got to really practice in order to get good at it enough for people to really want it. You know what I mean?
Just a flow.
Dude, that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Talk to.
No, the fucking Sleepy Hollow book read thing I did.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was another fucking thing that I read that book. Where is that fucking thing? It's over there. You don't need to grab it or anything, but it was written in such an old timey way.
Beer.
It was written in such an old-timey way with just these old-fangled words that were just like just run-on sentence after run-on sentence and things that didn't really make sense to me how to like do the inflections or anything. I read that fucking thing through out loud like 5 times.
That's hard. That's a lot.
And I made
That's
it
a
through
lot of
that
time put
whole
in.
fucking production through without fucking up really at all. For all that practice, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, man.
I know. I just remember messing up all the like Christmas ones we did, like the Charlie Brown Christmas. And like we'd outtakes because you go to read it and the timing would be off or you'd say it wrong. And we'd just be sitting there laughing like idiots in the original SmitHole, doing our SmitHole cinemas.
That was another highlight. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It really was, man.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was fun.
That was one of those things because I was like, I was pretty dictatorial. Let's do this. Yeah, I was dictatorial. Like I was like, let's do this. There wasn't like a lot of room for discussion. Let's just put it that way.
You wanted that thing done, and that's how we were going to do it.
I guess I don't know. I think I thought I had to. You know what I mean? I think I thought I had to, but it was like.
I remember Levi.
They were really fucking fun, dude. And like,
what was it? Levi told you, he's like, you're not Francis.
You're not
Ford
fucking. You're not Ron Howard. Get the fuck out of here. It was a highlight, man. That was like the funnest time in like the most hectic, stressful environment.
I know. I sometimes I feel bad about it, but when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, 2020 was a great year. And they're like, what? You mean the year the pandemic started? I'm like, well, I know that part wasn't great for a lot of people that died, but for me, I'm like, I got the job that I wanted, the show, got the, for reasons, had like more money than ever. Like everything was going great.
Yeah.
There were no people, like I would remember driving to Traverse City and there were no other cars on the street the whole way, both ways. It was like Walking Dead. And it was that first week that the whole state had shut down. And I'm like, can we just do this all the time? I get to drive the streets alone. There's nobody else.
It was honestly, that's seriously the weirdest fucking time I've ever lived through so far.
Yeah.
With everything going on around you and like all the change and all the turmoil, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
What a fucking odd ass time.
2020.
I look at my headspace now. As opposed to then, with the whole fucking housing thing.
Yeah.
My state of mind then as opposed to now is so much better.
Rage. There's no rage in there anymore.
There's no rage.
Yeah.
There's no fucking rage. I don't want to break things. I don't want to lash out. I'm taking things in stride much more better. Fucking idiot. So honestly, it's fucking light years better than what it was. That's how when I'm just like, yeah, I might make some shitty moves once in a while, but I also make pretty good moves.
That's life, right? Might make some terrible moves, but
that's life. That's life.
Thought you were gonna do Sinatra.
How's that? I did eat an edible before we started. I'm sure nobody fucking is surprised by that. Some lovely 20 milligram little gummy sativas from Loom in Traverse City.
Dude, recreational is everywhere. I mean, I know it got legalized and everything, but I drive anywhere. And it's like the most creative and silly billboards you'll see anywhere. It's just like, old rusty cop car cannabis. And I'm like, why is that a thing? Like storm cloud, this and like, it's like, it reminds me of craft beer. It's like everywhere you go, pot store, like weed store, but they have like Cheech and Chong-isms on all of them.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most futuristic things in this weird way.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe I'm living in this future where I can walk into a store and fucking...
I know. First time I went in there, I'm like, You sure this is cool? Like it's not. This isn't some kind of Fed joke.
It feels like that. It feels like, especially the first couple times. Now they're like family. But there was definitely a feeling of like, this place is going to get fucking raided.
Like, so you have this, and I give you the money, and then I take it. But we're all cool.
And when I say they're like family, I don't know any of them. I was exaggerating that. But it was McTighe asked, he's like, hey, what do you recommend as far as like sativa edibles? And I go, I don't know, man. I'm like, just talk to the fucking the motherfucker at Loom. And he's like, what did he say? He's like, why don't you just give me something fucking specific? Give me a recommendation.
Yes.
I'm like, motherfucker, that is my recommendation. That's what I do. I go in and ask them what they got.
Right.
That's what I'm telling you. You know? I like going in there and shooting the shit and like finding what the cool things are, you know? Oh,
Yeah.
it's new, or fucking, not that I can afford those things, but I'm interested to see what's out there. Sometimes you find a good deal. Like, honestly, I told you guys, I was trying to remember when this was. As I said, fucking, you know, things have been tight this winter. So I go into Loom a couple months ago now, and I'm like, you guys, I'm on a budget right now. I'm like, what do you got in the $30 to $40 range, you know? And he's like, oh, I got a fucking a deal on this, whatever the fuck I got, Sunkissed or something. I'm not, it's not an actual trademark to Sunkissed, but something along those lines. And I get the bag and I get it home. You can't see what's in the bag, and I'm like, it's a fucking ounce. Wait a minute, where's my receipt? Oh, it is $36 that I spent on a fucking ounce. And I'm just like, man, this is real life right now.
This is real life.
And it has lasted me. I still have a quarter of that fucking ounce.
You didn't even have to like
almost 2 months ago.
You didn't have to go to somebody's weird apartment, pretend to make conversation with them.
Yeah.
All you had to do is go to Loom.
Honestly, there's so many fucking options now. Like my again, Turtle Creek, that little gas station market, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
that's
72.
right. Huh?
It's on 72 right there.
Yeah, that the tribe owns also has a rec weed place now that I don't think I get employee discounts at, but wouldn't it be fucking rad if I did?
I feel like that's a no, but it'd be good if it was.
I think it might be a thing though.
know.
I'm kind of on the fence. Maybe there will be.
It's so regulated.
That was one place that I thought about getting a part-time job at this last winter, and I never did. It was Loom. I kind of kicked it around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to, like, I don't know how it works. I don't know if, because you're allowed to gift people marijuana. I was wondering how much free weed I would get if I worked there, and I'm like, well, that could be a perk. But, like, I might get way too high. You know, if I have all this different weed to try, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, that might not be a good idea. You know? Like getting shifties after work, you know?
I feel like it's way more locked down than that in there. I don't know. Like I haven't really talked to anybody that works there other than going inside the building, but because I don't know. I feel like it's real tightened down on what you can do.
I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know about, maybe not in the back. You know? Who knows what it's like?
Feels
You
like
know?
yeah.
You're allowed to give people weed. I don't know what
It feels like you're going in an
if you're
exclusive-
trimming, there's probably stuff from trimmings
That's true.
that maybe that goes into edibles. I don't know how the fuck it works. The point of the story is that there could be freebies.
Could be freebies.
You know,
It's like going in a jewelry store, but it's like the weirdest jewelry store because all the diamonds are weed. And so you're like, wow, this is, and they're like displaying it in the same way as like, they're like, this was, dug out of the ground by 6-year-olds in Africa. No, it wasn't. It's not a diamond. It's pot. Like, just seems like so overdone how excited they are to like present it to you.
18 dolphins were murdered for this fucking marijuana.
And they just call the strain like dead dolphin.
It's fucking. It's like tiger penis weed. You know, increase your sex drive.
That seems ridiculous.
For some reason, they seem too classy.
They seem too
Like
classy.
the stores to work at almost seem too bank like and like jewelry store classy.
Yeah,
almost,
it really
you know?
does.
I'm like, I'm way too loud for that place. I think is what it is because it's kind of echoey.
Yeah.
It's very right angle and fucking paint rather than anything out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like glass encased things like that. It's like a jewelry store. So
Locked down.
yeah, I feel like I'm way too loud for a place like that. I'm almost way too loud for the place I work now. I really got to tone it down, especially if I'm shooting the breeze with like guests.
Mm-hmm.
I consider like bartending like doing some sort of show, like a radio show or what have you, because you're talking to people and you're trying
Right.
to, you know.
Dun, 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 steak.
Yeah. I lost my fucking train of thought too.
But you're doing like a show it's like doing a show when you talk to the patrons.
Yeah, what was I saying before that?
You said you just need to tone it down and be more quiet.
Oh yeah,
So,
knowing my audience.
yep, knowing your
you know?
audience, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's the moral of that fucking Alzheimer's what the hell everything story.
Do they have any kind of like steak challenge there? I mean, are they way too classy to have like the Bourbon 72 buttload of steak? Like, we're like,
They're probably too classy to call it a buttload of steak.
but like basically like the giant steak that if you eat it, you get the T-shirt and I don't know, probably like $10 of free play or something. Like,
That would definitely never happen.
that's not going on there.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, let's.
one could hope.
That's. Yeah. Nope.
No
Never
food
gonna
challenge.
happen.
And
Nope.
La Senorita basically doesn't exist anymore. There's the one left in Traverse City.
Dude,
but they had
I'm
the
so
big
glad I
lawn.
don't have to. I had to eat that once a year.
You ate Did you ever accomplish it?
Every time. Well, no, I fudged it. I fudged it on the air like 2 years. 3 times I did it. The first 3 times.
Wow.
They had a 5-pound fucking burrito. And then like, hey, they'll bring a big one in the studio and you can talk them up and fucking they'll give us money if you eat this goddamn 5-pound burrito. And I did it 3 years in a row. And the thing that I hate the most about it is like the lettuce. When lettuce gets soggy, it's fucking yucky. And it had a lot of that iceberg fucking shredded, yucky, soggy lettuce.
You did it right on the air?
Yeah.
Like you ate during
3 of them.
Wow. Like I don't know.
I know. It's stupid.
I remember you doing the hot wing challenge too, but it was so hot like you barfed
And
or
McTighe and I
something.
one time, I think we were both together. I think McTighe and I were together when we went and bought the double down from KFC just to say we
Oh,
did.
I remember that. Yeah.
But the big one, the last 2 times I did it, I fucking lied about it. I ate some of it and then I fucking said, okay, thanks guys. See you later. Bye.
Oh, okay.
And then I fucking put it away.
Theater of the mind.
But then I took both times I took it home and scraped all that yucky lettuce away and took all the bean dip and beef and everything and scraped that out of it and threw some fucking Velveeta and other shit in it and made a fucking dip out of it.
Oh wow.
And it was pretty rad.
So you
I
kind of had
improved the big one.
Did you get the T-shirt?
Yeah, I didn't fucking ever wear it.
You'd be a fraud if you wore the T-shirt.
You'd be a fraud if I wore it?
Yeah, because you didn't eat the burrito.
I did 3 times.
Like you finished it all in one sitting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm impressed.
On the show, man.
I'm impressed.
Fucking,
I never
sure.
finished the burrito. I tried.
Man, it was awful. That was a rough one from a gut standpoint.
Yeah.
You know? 5 pounds. Then, man, that was another one. Why do I do these fucking stupid things? I always forget about this one. The one when we ate all those fucking hot dogs in the studio.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, too.
We had Tannery Creek Meat Market.
I think so.
Tannery Creek Meat Market on the show as a sponsor. And they brought a bunch of fucking meat, hot dogs and steaks and shit. And we all grilled out for lunch.
Yep.
McTighe went on the air at like 10, I
Yeah.
want to say. Or maybe, I don't even know if we were doing the afternoon hangover at this point. The point of the fucking story is that they had all these fucking hot dogs, and I bet we had like 30 hot dogs or something like that.
Remember.
And by the time the show started, we had already eaten so many hot dogs. And I bet you I made this vow on the air. I was going to like eat all of the rest of these hot dogs. There were 13 fucking hot dogs, if my memory serves me correctly. And I tried to eat all of them. I think I ate 9. And that was on top of the ones that I already had.
Oh, my God. Was it in the bun?
Just as an on-air challenge. Yeah, they were all in the bun, too.
Oh, so it was
and
like
I didn't eat them like no fucking Joey Chestnut, gross fucking soggy, dipping it in water. I like fucking yucky, man. I ate it like a normal fucking person with mustard and shit. You know?
9 of them.
9 of them.
Wow.
On top of the ones I already ate. Like a fucking idiot. Like, who does that shit? Hot wing challenges? You know?
That's fun, though. I mean, probably not the next day. But.
No. Not the fucking... There was the hot wing challenge. That night. Did I ever tell you that? Did I ever tell you that?
Yes.
That was a terrible experience. Fire puke. Fire puke, where they were the hottest wings ever. We did a hot wing challenge for vets charity, raised $4,000. Awesome thing. But they were way too hot. They had like 20 ghost peppers cut up, or Carolina Reapers, 20 Carolina Reapers cut up, a bunch of other like ghost peppers and fucking hell. And I seriously puked all over myself that night. And it was like napalm, dude, all over me. And I'm so glad that like I'm fat and I have a beer gut.
Skin.
Huh?
You're like, it melted my skin like napalm.
It fucking 100%, dude. I'm so glad I had a gut because it skipped over my dick. And I didn't puke. I puked down. I was like, and it went over my gut, and I didn't get fucking napalm puke on my penis. I'm fucking stoked about that still, man. That would have been a fucking disaster.
I'm stoked about that. I would be too. Yeah. Well, that's not a feeling you want to have.
Man. Because honestly, it was so fucking burny that I was just like, and I was standing in front of the fucking mirror naked, and I was like, I just went to bed, and I had these terrible fucking cramps from it, and I was like screaming, moaning almost. I'm sure my neighbors upstairs would have to be like, what the fuck is happening down there? Because I was just in so much pain from these wings. And like I got up and I'm like, oh, I gotta throw up, and I got out of bed and I just started puking as I was running to the bathroom, and it was red and fucking things. And then I looked in the mirror and I had all this fucking fire puke all over me. And I was like, I looked like that little girl who had napalm burns from Vietnam. And I'm just like,
all over yourself.
I got in the shower and fucking washed it all off, and it just wouldn't stop burning. It wouldn't, like, as fire as it was going in, it was so much fire on that same part of the body.
It was probably all undigested, so it was still like ghost peppers all over your body.
Oh, just thinking about it, dude.
Like that whatever it is that makes it hot is like seeping through your skin.
And that's the whole coming out the other end didn't really affect me because I puked. Levi puked in the parking lot. So he didn't have those fucking there were 3 people that puked actually.
You know, it was a good night. It's like 8 p.m. You guys walking out there like
I remember
parking lot.
I remember I went to Streeters after that show, and all the guys were like, hey, we're going to meet at Streeters for a couple beers. And I had a couple beers there, and I'm like, I think I got to go. I wasn't really feeling bad yet, and then I got home, and I had another beer. I just poured a beer in a glass, and I was sitting there, and I got halfway through it, and I was like, something ain't right, man. And then it just fucking sweats and like fucking gut pain. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the fucking hospital. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital.
Like an appendix had burst or something even?
Some organ was destroyed by that goddamn fucking sauce.
Death by the sauce.
Some things are not meant to be ingested like that.
No.
That's like when I watch fucking what's that Hot Wings fucking talk show on YouTube?
Oh,
Hot Ones.
Yeah.
That's a great show. That's
Yeah.
fucking fantastic show.
Same premise of what you did.
But I don't think those wings are nearly as fucking hot as the ones that we did in that goddamn
I
thing.
don't think they try to hurt the celebrities too much. Like they're gonna turn it up, the heat.
Yeah.
But they don't want to. They don't want to burn like Justin Bieber's face or something. Like,
Did you ever
whoever
see
they
that
have.
Dave Grohl one? It's the best interview show, man. Like, I fucking dream of having interviews that good.
Yes, they just are smooth.
Are smooth and fun and bullshitty, and the guest is into it, are shooting the shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they consistently go along for the ride with this thing. Fuck, it's fun. But I know for a fucking fact that the Hot Wing Challenge I did was fucking way hotter.
Yeah. No, I remember that. Sounded gross then. Still does.
Anytime we asked
Fire
Tim,
puke.
anytime anybody would ask Tim to do anything like this, he's like, "Get fucked! I'm not doing that stupid shit." I'm like, "Why not lay down your body for the show?"
Yeah, at no point, like, no matter how loyal I was to the station, I was like, "You want me to do what now? It's going to help a bunch of kids."
Get
I'm
the
still not
fuck
into
outta
it.
here.
Like, nope.
That's not true. You did several St. Jude radiothons.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, I mean, that's different.
You helped some children out once in
I
your
like
life.
that part. But yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, why don't you go stand at a cornhole tournament for 17 hours and see how that goes?" Yeah, team. Woo!
You just standing there the whole time.
In the rain.
Someone killed me. No.
Made me question my entire sanity. But it all led to this.
At least I know it's not just me.
Oh no, not at all.
At least I know. I think I say let's talk. Let's check the fucking. Let's check the live stream. See if anybody's on. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go here, you guys. Napalm puke crying right now. Julie's on. Heidi, hey, dying crying. I like to see that. Thanks, guys.
We made people cry laughing. I like that.
Cry laughing out loud. CLOL.
Call your local operations manager. No, don't do that. It's just going to be a recording anyways. So,
Tim, this was fucking fun, man.
Yeah. No, seriously, it's a good time. It's
Yeah.
been a long time since I've just had a microphone good time.
I want to do this again sometime.
The new place.
I don't know when that's going to be.
Just be knocking on the door. Hey Clint. Smitty here.
Yeah, I don't know when the next one's going to be. I know that after tomorrow, because I'm going to do, I don't know what time I'm going to do it. Around noon, 1 o'clock, I'm going to post on Patreon and for people that are into it. I'm going to do a reaction marathon just one last time before I get into the new digs. And
Reacting to Donnie Iris?
No, I'm not going to fucking react to Donnie Iris. Not until all of us are around. It's going to be the most chat-filled reaction because I'm not going to want to sit there and fucking actually listen to it. Like,
yeah, I never did.
the whole point of doing it is to get us all in the same room shooting the shit on a microphone together. That's the whole point of this thing, McTighe. I tried to fucking really, honestly, I had some, this is why I'm too optimistic, or a good example of it, where was just the slightest bit optimistic that I could talk McTighe into getting in his goddamn car and coming to this thing today.
On a Monday.
On a Monday.
3 hours from his house.
I was like, hey, ditch your fucking kid and your wife and your responsibilities for half a day and drive your ass north. We'll be done at 7-ish. By 7, you'll be home by 10 or 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking pussy. And he didn't do it. But I had some glimmer of hope. You know?
I did not.
I didn't either.
I just knew.
I mean, I was realistic. I knew it wouldn't happen, but I was like, I wonder if he would be like, you know what? I am going to do that.
That's the thing. You keep asking long enough, one day,
It's
it's just going to happen. And then you'll be like, this is the craziest day I've ever had.
exactly.
Drove 3 hours.
I love doing that shit with you guys. You know, this shit with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, that's sort of my mindset is just like, keep asking the buddies to hang out. You know what I mean? You might not be able to all the time. You might not be able to schedule it. You might not be able to do it for a while. But if you keep asking and letting them know, I want to hang with you guys, man.
Yeah.
I've really,
doesn't even have to be on a microphone, you know. But,
Yeah.
But it makes it more interesting.
I've really fucking been really keen on like telling my friends how much I value them now in my life. You know what I mean? Just trying to do the shit and to fucking, you get separated in this day and age, man. It's really fucking easy to do because so many
See
things.
all the stuff.
Everybody's stressed out. Everybody's fucking in a million different directions.
Yeah.
And you just like to reach out and let your people know that you're still their people and you like to hang with them when you can. It might not be able to be all the time, but
Yeah. That's exactly right.
I rambled again. Just rambling.
It's a live feed. You do that. I still like the decorations you got in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy
Some
with this
I'm
place.
familiar with, some new.
It's just a chapter, the latest chapter in the Book of Smith.
The Book of Smith. It's a trash porn book.
That's right. Yep. We'll be at the next digs, our next trash porn studio. I don't know when that's going to be, but hey, I'll do a thing on Patreon tomorrow, and then I'm going to be breaking this whole thing down and moving for the next few days. I'll have interim studios, and yeah, I know. Interim studios, but we'll be getting into a permanent place soon.
Make sure you buy some really nice wooden tables for that.
I think I could make it out of shitty wooden tables, and it would look just as good.
It's the Smith pallet table, the pallet studio.
You guys, I want to thank you, and Tim, thanks so much for coming on. You're fucking awesome to have on. And everybody, Rick and Heidi and Julie and McTang, I know he's fucking on there too. And anybody else, thank you. And till next time.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody.
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Nick. Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out.
Good night, ladies.
What the hell, everything?